So speaking of building a lot of things on top of, Pulse Chain, you did a really cool video a few days ago about Pulse Chain versus Pulse X, and then you made the analysis of layer one versus layer two, and you talked about like Spark and the Flame, and I thought that was really interesting because no one's ever brought it up in that context, and so would you mind elaborating a little bit on the layer one versus layer two and what
Yeah.
that is and your theory? Because I think it's actually really, really good.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to Dollar Cost Crypto for like 2 hours on the phone one day, and we were just, we always just have these crazy talks that go from topic to topic. Like we've got like this ADD brain thing going on. But by the end of it, I was like kind of mind blown because he told me that, all the layer ones are what's hot right now. And everybody is investing into these new layer ones, Avalanche, Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, the new network layers. But those are kind of just like the railroad tracks and the infrastructure. It's almost like we're investing in, ComEd when they were laying the pipes and they were setting all the Wi-Fi up for everybody. But once that's all taken care of, then the applications is where the value tends to accrue. And that's something that, maybe it's just a timing thing. But basically the theory is that while Pulse Chain might be kind of the darling of the crypto sphere right now, eventually the value is actually going to flow to the applications of people using the stuff on top of it. There's a reason Facebook is worth more than Comcast. And it's just because people are all looking at Facebook. That's where all the attention is. And so I'm thinking, or maybe hoping, I don't know, maybe a mixture of the two, that Pulse Chain will have its time to shine, but afterwards, then we're really going to see, when volume picks up on Pulse X, or when people really hear and understand what Hex is. These applications are where people are going to be focusing all their energy on, maybe in the next bull market. So, I mean, this bull market almost seemed like the layer one bull market, right? Everybody was all excited about things like Avalanche and Phantom, and even if they had no developers or no users on them, people were, ready to press that buy button as soon as they came out. You've got all these ghost blockchains now, and these all get to fight during the next bear market on which ones actually survive. But maybe for the next bull, we actually see the application layers take off, right? So the Spark is Pulse Chain, and the Flames are Hex, Pulse X, Liquid Loans, Mintra, all that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just ready for it to launch. I'm ready for it to launch. And I do feel like, and we talked about this a little bit before, Matt, that the community is getting a little bit restless, and you're hearing, and then we're having a little bit of a dip, and just, in the spirit of your whole philosophy about the long term, this is one of the, I guess, the periods that are maybe a little bit more challenging. And I think that you're good about talking people off the ledge. Have you had a lot of people complaining?
Yeah, well, it happens, and I feel it too, guys. Like, I'm sure you feel it as well. It's tough to just sit around and wait for Pulse Chain announcements. Luckily, I've got a lot of other cool projects and people to talk to in the meantime. Like, we've got this community here, and I don't think, without this community, I don't know if I'd still be here, to be honest. Like, you guys are what keeps me going. Like the chat, people like yourself. I get to meet new, interesting people from all different walks of life. I don't think I've ever met a brand, stylist before, and someone at your level, and you're into crypto, and it's bringing in all these people from different walks of life, and they all have some value to add and some knowledge to share, and we're kind of forming the narrative as we speak. So that's what keeps me around, is just being given that opportunity to craft the narrative the way we want it to be, and it's going to be great. But guys, in the meantime, this is the time to build or be productive, or just get back to your day job and start stacking some actual dollars to funnel into crypto, because really the money is made in the bear markets, guys. The life-changing money is made here. I know it's hard, right? Because this is the time where you want to sell. You're like, oh my gosh, my paper value is down. I'm down 50%, maybe 60% if you bought Hex at 50 cents. God bless your soul. I'm sorry. But guys, it comes back. Like this is all one big cycle. As long as you believe, nothing short of a meteor hitting the earth is going to happen, crypto is going to bounce back, right? You don't want to end up like a Peter Schiff and just say, oh, well, this bubble is the last bubble. And, you're going to be the one saying that on every bubble, because there's always a new bubble. This is how things grow. They grow in these explosions and these contractions and another explosion. And eventually it's all over the world. And it's as if it had been ubiquitous the whole time. When people look back on crypto, they're going to tell the story of, oh yeah, crypto was just invented and everybody used it. They're not going to look at that decade long of history of people fighting and, having to build and ideas competing. But we're in that tumultuous time right now and we get to decide what comes out on top. So we're talking about this right now. I think we're speaking it into existence. You know, I think the more we talk about it, the more likely it becomes for us to be successful here.